Welcome to the Slowdown, a space to pause, breathe, and come back to yourself. I'm Catherine, a yoga teacher and embodiment guide, and together we'll explore what it looks like to live with intention through reflection and somatic practices. This podcast is for you if you are moving through change, overwhelm, or you're just looking for a more mindful, embodied way of being in our world today. So grab a warm drink, get comfy, and let's settle in together. Hey, how are you doing today? Were you able to connect a bit more to your intuition over the past week? Was there anything that stood out to you? I had a few really interesting conversations this past week around feeling sensations in the body, like tightness or heat, heaviness or tension, and what those sensations mean or what to do about them. And my first response was a question. What do you think? Because when we give ourselves room to actually sit with what we're feeling, we often begin to gather insight on our own. And that's not always through words right away, but through awareness, just through noticing. When I practice at home, I move with what feels alive for me in the moment. I usually begin by setting up my space, and then connecting to my breath, and then noticing where my awareness naturally wants to go in my body. Is there a place that feels tight, tense, heavy, buzzy, contracted, restless, numb, tender, activated, stuck, achy, guarded, or tired? There's so many ways sensation can speak to us. And instead of immediately trying to change it or make it go away, I practice staying with it, breathing with it, moving with it, listening. As I do, I often begin to notice thoughts that arise, emotions, memories, maybe judgments or beliefs. Sometimes there's a story connected to the sensation. Sometimes there isn't. Sometimes the body simply wants acknowledgement through movement or breath or presence. This is the mind-body connection. The slower and more intentional I am with this process, the more I notice what's happening underneath the surface, the unconscious patterns, the way I brace, hold, protect, or disconnect without even realizing it. And the important thing is that there's no one right way for this to look. A tight chest might mean anxiety for one person, excitement for another, grief for someone else. The body is personal. Learning to listen to it is a relationship. It's not a formula. I think so much of this work is less about becoming an expert on yourself overnight and more about becoming curious enough to stay in conversation with yourself. To pause and ask, what am I feeling right now? What might this sensation be trying to tell me? What happens if I stay with it rather than trying to either feel better or move away from it? Sometimes the body tells the truth before the mind catches up. I also want to say here that discernment and balance are important. Not every sensation is emotional or energetic. Sometimes the body is simply communicating a physical need or an illness or injury or imbalance that deserves medical support and attention. And so part of building a relationship with ourselves is learning when to slow down and listen inward, and then knowing when to reach out for support. I think both can exist together. We can honor the emotional and nervous system layers of our experience while also taking care of our physical health in grounded, practical ways. It truly does not have to be one or the other. So, let's get into our somatic practice for this week. We'll start by finding a comfortable place where you can lie down. So either on a mat or on your bed, anywhere that you feel supported. You can pause this while you get ready. And then take a moment to adjust anything you need so that your body can soften a little more. Maybe placing a pillow underneath your knees, covering yourself with a blanket, or letting your arms rest wherever they feel most natural. And take a slow breath in through your nose and a long breath out through your mouth. Again, breathing in slowly and letting the exhale soften the body a little more. One more time, inhale and exhale. Allow yourself to arrive here. Notice the support beneath you, the feeling of your body being held by the floor or the bed. And from here, gently bring your awareness inward. Without searching too hard, notice where your attention naturally goes first in your body. Trusting the first place you notice. Maybe there's an area that feels tight or tense, heavy or buzzy, restless, tender, maybe numb or guarded or activated. And instead of immediately trying to change it or understand it even, simply begin by being with it, breathing with it. You might imagine the breath creating a little more space around that area. And as you continue to breathe with it, notice if the body wants to move a little in some way. If the sensation is in your shoulders or chest, maybe your body wants a stretch or a shoulder roll or a little more opening through the front of the body. If it's in your hips or lower back, maybe you slowly sway the knees side to side or curl inward or gently rock your pelvis. If it's in your jaw or your neck, maybe you soften the mouth and clench the jaw or slowly turn your head from side to side. And if the body simply wants to be still, let that be okay too. Allow any movements to be slow and intuitive and led by sensation rather than by thinking. As you stay connected to that area, begin to notice if anything else arises. Are there any thoughts here? Any emotions that go with that thought? Maybe a memory. And notice if any judgments come up around all of that. Maybe there's a story connected to the sensation, and maybe there isn't. Again, you don't need to analyze any of this or figure it out. We're just noticing what's coming up. You can pause here if you'd like to stay with that for as long as feels good. And maybe you ask yourself, what is this sensation wanting me to know? And then simply stay open. Sometimes the body communicates through feelings, images, words, or subtle shifts. And sometimes all we notice is the sensation itself. Sometimes we don't need to go into any story. Our body just needs to unravel a little bit. All of it is welcome. Continue breathing, allowing your awareness to move between sensation, breath, and movement. And stay curious about your experience. We'll stay here for another few breaths. And when you're ready, let the body come back into stillness. Take a moment here to notice what feels different now, even if it's really small. Take one more slow inhale and a long exhale. And maybe remind yourself, I don't need to have all the answers. If you've been resonating with these conversations and practices around slowing down, nervous system healing, embodiment, and reconnecting with yourself, I would love to continue practicing with you. I teach a somatic restorative class every Monday from 5:30 to 6:30 at Operation Grow. It's just a gentle space to breathe and soften, to release tension and come back into your body in a supportive community setting. And if you're wanting deeper, more personalized support, I also offer one-on-one somatic coaching and one-off embodiment sessions online. If you're moving through change or feeling disconnected from yourself, maybe stuck in old patterns, overwhelmed, or simply wanting to feel more grounded and intentional in your life, this work is here to support you. Together, we work with the nervous system through somatic practices, mindfulness, and internal family systems to gently process what's ready to be felt, witnessed, and released, so that you can move through life with more self-awareness, regulation, and connection to yourself. So click the link below to learn more, to book a 15-minute connection call, or email me at hello@embodiedjourney.ca if this calls to you. As you move through your week, you might begin to notice these moments of sensation a little more often. This is a practice of relationship, of slowing down to notice what's already speaking in subtle ways. Maybe the invitation this week is simple: to pause a little longer before moving away from what you feel, to stay curious just a moment more. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. If this episode supported you in any way, I would love to hear from you. Please leave a comment, a review, and share it with someone who might need it too. You can connect with me on Instagram at embodiedjourney_, where I share reflections, practices, and gentle reminders to live with more intention. You can find links to my website and ways to connect in the show notes. Until next time, take care of yourself and keep coming back to what feels supportive for you. I'm so glad you're here.